everybody. Welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Hey guys, if you can, well, let me say this first. Thank you guys for all of my subscribers. Really, really love you. Couldn't do this without you. I mean, I could do it, but I wouldn't love it. So thank you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are already subscribed to Chanel's Reality, thank you so much for returning. And if you're new or if you're returning, please hit the like button, subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit the notification button because it's a free and easy way to basically support my channel. Right? Okay, so today is Sunday and I have made red beans and rice and cornbread. But somebody in this house, I feel like there's somebody just wanting to sabotage. They want to sabotage my food because somehow my cornbread keep burning. It's they stove. It's not my house. I'm in an Airbnb at my house. A whole nother story you guys have heard before. But anyways, hopefully by the end of this month, I'll be back. We will be back in our actual home. Fingers crossed. And so I want to talk to you guys about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's season 14, episode 15. So clearly I have not recapped all of these episodes. And it's because, I used to watch, I've always watched the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Atlanta. I was on again, off again with Orange County. I watched the first season of Utah. Is it Utah? I think it's Utah. I watched the OC on and off. And then New York, I watched very strong until whenever, I think the last time Bethany left, something happened. And then it kind of they revamped it or something. And I tried to give it one season and it was okay. It's hard to kind of start over with a whole new cast for me anyways. But Beverly Hills has, in my opinion, gone strong every single season. I don't feel like they've had a season that has kind of been in the dumps, at least that I can recall. But the reason that I'm saying all of this is because I typically love to recap it, but I don't know if it's this season or last season of all of the different housewife shows. I've just kind of been I just want to be a viewer. I don't know if I really want to, recap it. But I will say this. Oh, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and what's the other one? Oh, what is this called? TikTok. But with that man that they elected, I don't even know if he was elected. I'm not even gonna say that. But that guy that's in the White House, he's in some sort of battle with Twitter or with China or something. I don't know. So they took Twitter down and then brought it back. I'm not really sure. I still have my Twitter. Not Twitter. His friend, I was gonna say his boyfriend, but his friend Elon Musk, who's really running the White House, he bought Twitter and then has, what he's done. But no, it's the guy. It's not Twitter, it's TikTok. Yeah, follow me on TikTok. Anyway, yeah, something's happening. I don't know with our government. It's a nightmare. And I don't even want to get into it because it is what it is. And this isn't about that, is it? Nope. Okay. And I want to just say everything on Chanel's Reality is, in my opinion, is for entertainment purposes only. And it is all alleged. There's that. Oh, that's not what I want. Well, I could take both of these down. Just have Chanel's Reality. Okay. So we are recapping. Sorry, I have a fan. And why do I have a fan with the remote and it's right here and I can just reach over and turn it off? What world are we living in? We ain't had that when I was a kid. Let's keep it a book. We ain't had that. We had maybe a ceiling fan. Maybe a ceiling fan is what we had. All right, so like I said, let's just get into it. It's the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 15. So I want to recap this season. Well, at least starting from here, but I've really been enjoying this season because Dorit showed up. Dorit either has found her voice that I told her she needed to find, and she listened to Chanel. I think I want to take credit for it. I'm just saying, I want to take credit for it. So either that happened or Dorit realized that her diamond, is it a diamond in Beverly Hills? I think it's a diamond, was up for grabs. And so she says, let me turn it on. And so she's been coming for Kyle's neck this whole season. I feel like she ain't letting her off the hook under any circumstance. But so she's been coming for Kyle. She is allegedly getting a divorce. I don't know if I believe that though. I feel like, and I'm so the content creator or person who just is really like, I hate it when people be like, oh, they're just doing this for the show, like a divorce type thing, because that's very serious and they have kids and stuff. So I just don't feel like they would do it just for the show. But her diamond was in danger. So it's possible. She and her husband are doing it for, because it just always seemed very bizarre to me that Dorit was suddenly getting a divorce. When she seemed like from the time she came on the show till I wouldn't say the last season, she was all the way up. She was up PK's ass. It felt like to me. It felt like she could really do no wrong. He could really do no wrong. But I now believe Camille Grammer, from what she said, whatever that season was, that Camille Grammer house caught on fire and she lost her assistant and all that happened. And they went to that dinner to supposedly be nice to Camille, and because she lost everything in the fire, and then Camille took out a dagger and stabbed Dorit in the neck. Just saying, that's what happened to me, as far as I was concerned. That's what happened at that dinner, because she was just like, someone that I know says PK owes him like $1 million or something like that. And I was just like, giving Camille the side eye, like, girl, how you know? You know? But now with everything that they had going on last season and the season before that, I think which was the oh shit. Oh please. It's a joke. Oh my, that's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. Sorry. What was I saying? Okay, so Dorit. What was I saying about Dorit? Something about Dorit. Oh, because people were saying, oh, well, we think Dorit may have um faked the robbery. I never believe that. I have a hard time believing that a woman like Dorit would have her kids in the house and just I have a hard time, but it would be more believable if maybe her kids weren't in the house or they were away and they got robbed. But to be in the house and say these people came while you were there and held a pow to her, I don't believe that she um like staged that or had that happen so that she could oh, sorry, so that she could have a story. I don't believe that. But so Garcelle brings it up. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was this episode or the episode before. She kind of brings it up and she's kind of like, I don't think Dorit said anything good, but I'm just saying. That's kind of what Garcelle was saying, which to me makes me think that Garcelle thinks PK has something to do with it, but that's just my opinion. I don't have no facts. So I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know these people. I wasn't there, so I don't know. So I've alleged. Okay. Okay, so, but anyways, for this season or for episode 15, it starts out at Erica's house. And you know, Erica moved into some little, what I feel like is like maybe a fourth of the house that she had before. Excuse me. I don't know how big it is. It doesn't seem very big, but I think maybe it's like 4,000 square feet or 3,000 square feet. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem very big. And so she called in this like, what do you call those people? He's like a interior decorator, I would say. He may be also an interior designer. I'm not really sure. But he came in, his name is Martin, and you know, I feel like he either has his own show or has been on another show, like the design and stuff that I know I've watched. And so she had him come in and he revamped, recolored, put wallpaper, and kind of like made her house more of a home. I do think it's better than it was. The only thing I hate is the floors. I still hate the floors. And I'm pretty sure to like redo the floors, it probably would have cost like $40,000 or $50,000. And she probably was like, no, that's my opinion. Because the floors I just hate, they just look like they collect dirt, like on the bottom of your feet. And maybe I feel that way because the Airbnb that we're in, there's no carpet anywhere. And so it's just like if you don't walk around with either sandals or house shoes or something at all times, your feet just get dirty. No matter how much you clean and sweep and all that, it just is what it is. So I just really wish they would have did away with those floors. To me, that would have brought the home current. But I'm also not Martine and I'm not interior designer or decorator or whatever it is he is. So it is what it is. But anyway, so they all arrived. So Dorit and Bose, they arrive at Erica's home, where she's kind of debuting her new home, and it, like I said, it looks better. Um, why did I write so Dorit? That's so mean. Okay, I'm gonna try not to be mean, but listen, it is what it is. I wrote so Dorit. I'm sorry, Dorit. So this is wrong, actually. Oh no, they come. Okay, so Dorit and Bose come over. And I feel like Dorit wants to talk a little bit about Sutton and how she feels like Sutton is a bit, okay? Um, and then Bose wants to talk about her conversation that she had with Kyle. So Bose, okay, so Dorit is mad at Sutton because of the episode before. And I think the episode before was Sutton having like a fashion show. I think is what she had the episode before this episode. She had a fashion show, and then Dorit came and she was Dorit, and they got into it in some sort of whatever because Sutton was being a bitch to her. She was because I think she said, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all in the chat, but like I think Sutton said something at the dinner after or something where she was like something, but my wallet does or something like that. I was just kind of like, what the? So I will say, oh, hey, Kasim. Kasim's in the building. Hey, boo, hey. I appreciate you coming through. So I think something happened in that last episode, or maybe the episode before the last episode, where Sutton was coming for Dorit. Like she has been coming for Dorit's neck. And I don't know what it is that she's coming for Dorit's neck like that. Because Sutton, in my opinion, I've always liked her because I guess on some level, I thought she was the underdog. I'll take that back. I haven't always liked Sutton. I didn't really love her when she wanted to act like racism doesn't exist and there's no like when she did that whole thing with Crystal, I was just like, oh, next. But she kind of won me over, probably because, like I said, she was the underdog and people were just coming for her. And I'm like bullies. And I feel like she was being bullied by Kyle, Dorit, Lisa Rinna, and Erica. Probably Erica more than anybody because Erica is a bully. It is what it is. I'm gonna call it like it is. It ain't changing. It ain't changing over here on Chanel's Way. It's my reality. So that's what I feel. I feel like Erica's a bully. But anyway, so I feel like Sutton has definitely been the underdog for several years now. And her and Dorit, they just never, in my opinion, could get on the same page. Because I feel this way. Sutton, she comes across like old money, but her money isn't old, meaning it's not like generational wealth. Allegedly, she and her husband, garnered this wealth or whatever together. Dorit, I can't really figure out where Dorit's money come from because she continuously seemingly starts a business and then we don't hear about it maybe after the next season. We don't hear about it again. And then we know PK was rich at some point and then I don't know what happened to his wealth either. So a lot of people feel like their life really isn't their life. But all I can say is the lady shows up in Chanel and Chanel is 3 times, in my opinion, more expensive than it used to be because of the inflation. It is out of bounds. Like you used to could go and buy a Chanel bag for like $4,000, like just like a small. No, next. Just saying. So for her to show up like in Chanel from head to toe, even if she has her, income from, hey coach, little bougie. Coach said, Coach, oh, hold on, let me see. Coach Ferg says, quick question, Chanel, are you a little bit bougie? Slightly. It is what it is. It's not changing over here in Chanel's reality. Sorry. Hey, Coach Ferg, thank you for coming through. No, I don't know if I would say I'm bougie. I have high taste. It just is what it is, you know. And I think as your income grows, your taste grows. Maybe it's just me because whenever I was like 2021, I was wearing Coach. Shout out to the people that wear Coach. I don't wear Coach like that. Just saying, I don't wear that no more. Now I wear Louis Vuitton Chanel. It just is what it is. And I ain't wearing it every day from head to toe like Reese. So that's all I'm saying. Like I have some shoes, some purses, that type of thing. I don't have it from head to toe like Dorit. But anyways, um, let's see, what else did I want to say about? Okay, so Bose, who's the new black lady, because in Beverly Hills they're trying to infiltrate or trying to like add more brown to the white that they have on the show. And so they bring in Bose, and Bose is this. I can't figure out where Bose gets her money from either, if I'm being 100. And I like Bose, I do, but I can't figure out where she gets her money because she was at least from what they tell us on the show, like some sort of executive or some sort of big person at either Netflix and some other place somewhere else. So maybe she was some sort of executive making $8 million a year. I don't know. And maybe that's why she doesn't, because I don't see her go to work. I see her have I think she had like some stuff where she did like speaking engagement, that type of thing. She told her story, but I haven't seen anything that she does every day that they put into the storyline. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not there. I just haven't seen it in the storyline. Coach Bird, what did you say? I figured, stop it, Coach. What Coach Bird say? He say, now you're too good for the regular. This, leave it alone. Leave it alone. No, and then this is my only other thing with Bose, because I do think she has very striking, strong features. Is she got like 42 bundles, too many. Like she needs to take out about at least 40. Okay. Just take out 40 of the 42 that you have and you be straight. But to be fair, I feel like all of the Real Housewives, half of them never are housewives, but let me not even go down that rabbit hole. They have a glow up. That being said, I feel like Bose kind of came with her makeup people. She just needs to fire the hair people, because they need to, she needs to have 42 less bundles. Like take out, and then you good, sis. You good. Because I like her fashions. I don't love all of them, but I like them. So, anyways, Bose wants to talk about the conversation she had with Kyle. And I don't know why I thought Bose and Kyle had a different conversation. I'm trying to remember. They had a different conversation. Hold on, let me see. Because I feel like Bose had a different conversation later in the episode with Kyle, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, there's a different conversation that she had with Kyle. So she wants to basically talk about how this group is cliquey. And listen, you're on a housewife show. They're cliques. They're clicked up all the way. Even though they took out Lisa Rinna, who I feel like was the kingpin click girl, it's still cliquey, in my opinion. It's just not as isolating. Like not as because I feel like when Lisa Rinna was there was just kind of like Lisa, Kyle, Dorit, Erica, and then everybody else. Really, everybody else was Garcelle and Sutton. They kind of were on the island by themselves most of the time. And so, Bose is kind of saying, people are saying, oh, well, Bose is Dorit's mouthpiece. And I just feel like this. I feel like Bose and Dorit met and they immediately clicked because Dorit kind of was on the outsides anyways, because she was giving Kyle Richards the whole business. Okay, she didn't care. She was like, I showed up and it is what it is. And I told Dorit this. This is why I'm the reason that Dorit found her voice again, because last season or the season before, I was like, Dorit, I need the Dorit that was on that boat in Hong Kong, wherever the hell they were. And she was giving Erica the whole entire business. She was like, listen, because Erica was like, what did Erica say? Erica was like, what did she say? Something like, she didn't use these words, but it was like, you're obsessed with me and you just want to be my friend or something like that. That's the shade that Erica was throwing. And Dorit was like, no, why in the hell would I ever want to be, up your ass, essentially, is what Dorit said. And Dorit was like, you're not, what did she say? She said, you're not fun. You're not nice. You're cold as fucking ice. And you're like Dorit went in. She was like, why the hell would I want to be friends with you? Or something like that. And I was like, yes, bitch. Like, let her have it. Because Erica does come across as the cold bitch. And like I said, we all can see that she's a bully. She just is who she is. And if you let her bully you, I feel like Erica's the girl where she could be nice to you. You play nice, she'll play nice. But she's not the girl that you're going to bully. She's just not that girl. That's my opinion of Erica. And I think Erica felt as though Dorit was that girl that she could bully. And so she tried to go at her. And Dorit was like, no, bitch, I got all the styles you got. I got all the hair you have. I have the best makeup team and whatever else. And you ain't about to do this shit not right here in Hong Kong. That's how I feel like Dorit was. But after they kind of like, I feel like pulled her into their little clique, Dorit was just like a soldier. Like, I'm going to go with whatever they say. Because this is how we all getting paid. This is how we all gonna sit up here and go on these fancy trips and drink wine and shit. And let the people pay for it, and that's what we're gonna do. I feel like that's what happened with Dorit, Kyle, Erica, and it's one other person that I'm Lisa Rinna. That's what happened in my opinion. But anyway, back to this subject, back to the current one. But before really Dorit can get anything out, because remember I told y'all she wanted to talk about Sutton and how Sutton was coming at her or whatever. Erica's like, no. What I would like to say, oh, it's a bug in here. It's those mosquito bug thingies, the ones that eat the mosquitoes. Why don't you let me? This bug don't want to let me. He don't let me be great. I don't understand. So before Dorit could really even get it out, here comes Erica. And because Erica is, in my opinion, a perpetual victim. Ever since everything happened to her with the Tom of it all, she's just been a perpetual victim. Well, what about me? And what about all lost? And look at how, because remember she shaded Kyle on Watch What Happens Live. She was like, what did she tell Kyle? No, she didn't tell Kyle. She told Andy. She was like, I just want to know, basically, is the same thing that happened to me going to happen to everyone else? When basically they wanted to roast Kyle's sister, Kathy Hilton. And that's a whole nother story for another day. But that's what Erica has been doing ever since she, in my opinion, felt like she had her worst season, which was her worst, probably 2 seasons, with the whole thing with the victims and her husband basically allegedly stealing money from these victims, millions of dollars and all that kind of stuff, right? And so everybody was raking Erica over the coals for years. And so Erica still she's not over it. Even though she got a whole ass therapist that be showing up on the show, she ain't over it. And so before Dorit could even be like, this is why I don't like Sutton. Before Dorit could get out what happened with her and Sutton, it was just kind of like, well, let me tell you right now. Sutton has a problem with you saying something about her drinking alcohol, but Sutton and Garcelle had nothing, saw nothing wrong with them talking about my alcohol use and me being on psychotropic drugs while I'm on alcohol. And I'm just sitting here like, Erica, did you just really say that shit out your mouth? Like, that's your excuse? Like, girl, stop. But Erica does have a point. It is hypocritical. It's hypocritical for Garcelle to say anything, and it's hypocritical for, well, I won't even say Garcelle, because Garcelle doesn't seem to have a drinking problem or a medication and drinking problem. She doesn't seem to, from what I could tell, at least from what they show us on TV. Sutton, however, even though to me she doesn't seem to have any type of drinking problem, they do show the ladies. They show Sutton, whenever Sutton tells them to turn the vodka or the tequila, whatever it is she's drinking, whatever they're pouring, she seems to pour almost to the like it's maybe only this much left and I'm like, girl, who's drinking that much? But I don't drink like that. I mean, I try to drink, but I don't really drink like that. So for me, I'm looking at it like, that's a lot. But I mean, a lot is relative, right? Because to Kyle or to Garcelle or whomever else, maybe that's not a lot. But to me, it looks like a lot. And the problem is, it's very dangerous, in my opinion, on anyone's part to say or to infer that someone has a drinking problem or a drug problem if you're not a doctor that can diagnose that as an actual addiction. Like, you need to shut the hell up, in my opinion, unless there is something that can be readily seen. Like, it's just like, this shit is obvious, right? Like, if it's super super obvious, I don't necessarily think you need to come on a TV show and say those things. I do think you need to try to reach out, maybe get help for them if they're able to or open to it. But I don't think you should be on anyone's TV show saying to millions of viewers that this person drinks a lot, or they might be drinking in the morning with their coffee. It's just not okay. The reason I don't think it's hypocritical for Garcelle to say it is because Erica was on TV, came on TV, and I think it was maybe episode 3 or something like that, where she had on that big fluffy pink dress, and they finally got to get up and dressed up after, the C-19 virus thing was going on. And Erica basically sat down, and they sat down in a little girl circle, and she was just kind of like, yo, this is what's been going on, and da 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 da. And I went on Lexapro or something. I don't know if it was Lexapro. It was some sort of antipsychotic drug, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, that she went on. And then she was drinking and she talked about it. So it's one thing for the person to say, listen, I've been mixing my prescribed psychotic or psychotropic medication prescribed to me by my doctor, by my psychiatrist, allegedly. And I've been mixing that with alcohol, and I know I'm not supposed to, and then continue to do it. That's problematic. But at the end of the day, if that's what you're doing, then it's not, in my opinion, hypocritical for Garcelle to be like, look, girl, you need to figure out your medication and your alcohol usage. You need to figure it out. I don't think that's hypocritical for her to say that to Erica at the time, because even Erica said it was a problem. Now that it's being turned on its head, and now they're basically, or Dorit is basically calling out Sutton for, drinking too much last season, and I think she's kind of pointed out this season a little bit too. I can understand why what's her name, Sutton, would have a problem with it. You don't want nobody. First of all, you have kids, you have your reputation that Sutton says she don't want to be in no paper with with them accusing Erica's husband of what they were accusing Erica's husband on. But now you're on a whole ass TV show and they're accusing you of being drunk. So she said she doesn't want to be associated with that. Okay. So then maybe you shouldn't come on TV and drink, Satan. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure y'all are filming for how many hours a day. Maybe don't drink. That way people, and I'm not saying she can't drink or shouldn't drink at all, but maybe don't drink on camera, because then it's harder for them to pin that on you. But if you are allowing people to film you and they're showing them pouring the alcohol, the straight liquor into the cup, and you keep saying, keep going, keep going, keep going, it just looks bad. It does. It looks bad. And you can't be mad if now Dorit has turned it on you, even though I don't think Sutton has a drinking problem. I don't even think Dorit thinks that. But it doesn't look good. Just doesn't. It doesn't look good. Okay, I think I covered everything. Oh, I did say, does anyone, like I wrote on here, does anyone think Dorit is rich and truly can afford all of her items? Because I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I'm like, is she really got money like that? I don't know. I can't figure it out. So anyway, so then Bose, like I said, when she shows up at the house, at Erica's house, she shows up with like these little, I guess you would say, gift bags, or we're gonna go on a trip bags, because she had already announced that they were gonna go to Saint Lucia. And I love Saint Lucia. Me and my husband have been to Saint Lucia. It's great. You should go before you die. Just say it's in the Caribbean, and it's not super expensive, honestly. I think one of the cheapest places we've ever gone, meaning cheap to fly and kind of do stuff, as Aruba. And it was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Um So then Garcelle and Sutton discussed that Sutton doesn't like that Dorit. Oh no, Sutton thinks that she tells Garcelle that she thinks that they should just put Sutton and Dorit's friendship on ice. I don't feel like they ever really had a friendship, but y'all let me know. So then Erica says, I was going to say something about her drinking. Oh, okay. So Erica's basically saying she was going to say something and had a reaction really to Dorit bringing up the drinking and or sudden drinking. And, but like I said, Erica's like, I'm sorry, but what about what's done to me? Okay, when I was going through my lowest point in life, they had no problem talking about the lawsuit and the medication and the drinking. She's right. But at the end of the day, Erica, this ain't about you, girl. But I get Erica's like, no, we're gonna point out the hypocrisy here. And again, I don't think it's hypocritical because you were pointing out that you were using, these prescription drugs prescribed to you by a psychiatrist and drinking. And you said that you knew you weren't supposed to. And then you kept doing it. So it's like, you kind of lose that argument a little bit. So at this point in the episode, they're kind of flopping back and forth between Sutton and Garcelle having conversation about Kyle and Dorit and Erica, and then back to Erica, Dorit, and Bose. They're kind of flip-flopping back and forth. And like I said before, I think everybody needs to shut the hell up. It really, you shouldn't have anything to say about anybody's alcohol use or any of that unless you're a doctor. Just saying, or one of those like ACDC, I think it's like alcohol and drug counselor. I don't know exactly what it is, but if you have one of those type of either certifications or licenses, then yeah. But I don't think any of these people on this show, at least that I know of, have that. So shut the hell up. That's the way I feel about it. Again, Bose brings up the hypocrisy that she feels like the housewives have between Bose being that mouthpiece for Dorit and what's going on with Garcelle and Sutton. And again, it's because it's very cliquey. So Bose has clicked up, in my opinion, with Dorit. And so she takes her aside because she's talking to Dorit. That's her friend. Makes sense. I do think it's going to help Bose if she stays another season, if she tries to make sure that she at least talks to Kyle and or so that it doesn't seem as though it's super one-sided. You don't want to get caught up in the idea that, I mean, from the viewer perspective, it's like you just only listening to this one person and you don't have the full story. And when you don't have the full story, then you sound like you're clicked up, which they are. But if you don't have the full story, then you really shouldn't say anything. You should say I'm, uneducated or I don't know. And Bose doesn't strike me as the type of person that's going to be like, no, I don't know. I think Bose is very strong, and I don't think she's the type of person that's just going to let you walk all over her. I think she has a very strong voice, and I don't think she's going to quell it for anyone on this show, personally. So my advice to her, if she ever visits Chanel's reality or cares, just saying, is to go at least have a few conversations. So that way, even when you get to the reunion, you could have them flash back to you and Sutton having X, Y, and Z conversations, or you and Garcelle having X, Y, and Z conversations that maybe the viewers never got to see. Or at least have more conversations in places where it seems like you at least are trying to hear Sutton's perspective or Kyle's perspective or Garcelle's perspective, so where it has to make it into the show. So then Garcelle has a moment in her confessional where she says that oh yeah, so Garcelle has a moment in her confessional where she's just basically like, Sutton wants to be besties with Kyle, and it's true. But I've been saying this shit since Sutton's first season. I felt that way. I felt like, yeah, Lisa Rinna brought her on because Lisa is. She said she was a cockroach, not me, but that's what Lisa said. She said she's a cockroach. That's what Lisa Rinna said about herself. So I'm just gonna roll with it. But no, I think Lisa Rinna is one of those people that always wants to have people who have money, or at least the appearance of it, in her circle. She wants to be photographed with those type of people. She just is who she is, right? And so it was natural, in my opinion, for her to bring on Sutton, who does have quote unquote real money. But then she almost immediately turned on Sutton and really just never crossed back over. And I just didn't understand why the fuck are you still friends with this chick? Like she clearly is saying we're not friends. I don't understand how Sutton didn't see it, but Sutton, I think, is fixated on being friends with the people who really continuously show her she's not friends with them and doesn't have any interest. Like, I think at the beginning, when she came onto the show and Erica was kind of going downhill with her life in terms of her finances, I feel like there could have been a friendship because she was nice to Erica. She brought her a little basket and was just like, I might have a little Erica Jane in me. And, and I feel like their connection was true. I do think it was real. And then I think Sutton got into this whole, oh, she's, associated with this, and I don't want to be associated with that because I'm a Southern Belle and whatever else. And I kind of was into it. I understood why Sutton didn't want to be associated with it. And I ain't changing it. It is what it is. But at that point, after Erica had enough of the Sutton situation, I think Erica was playing her like a fiddle ever since then. And I don't ever think Erica and Sutton will ever truly be friends. You can't call me a cunt and then we friends. Sorry. We probably could actually have gotten into a physical fight before I let you call me something like that out of my name, and we're ever gonna be friends again. And we probably couldn't be friends again after a fight, but you get what I'm saying. Like, but I don't understand how Sutton doesn't see it. It's like, girl, well, open your eyes. Why do you keep saying I like Erica? I'm like, girl, Erica don't like your ass. So what are we doing? Like, what is happening? But anyways, back to what I was saying. Garcelle is in her confessional, and in her confessional, she's basically saying, Sutton wants to be friends with Erica. I mean, friends with Kyle, and no matter what. She's basically saying like, it's good for Sutton that Kyle and Dorit are fighting because Kyle then turns her attention and gives her attention to people like Sutton. And Sutton wants to be her friend. So this is amazing for Sutton. But the moment Dorit shows any type of, okay, we're gonna be friends again, Kyle is right back on it, or vice versa. And now Sutton is kicked to the curb. And Sutton seemingly can't work. I don't understand, like, what? Listen, people teach you who they are by the behavior that they have. Why don't you believe them? Why you don't believe Kyle Sutton? I don't get it, girl. Like, stop. So then Sutton and Garcelle are discussing Kyle and Mauricio's situation. So the whole situation was, there's a whole last situation with Kyle and Mauricio, which is so sad because I've watched since season 1, and I was one of those people that liked Kyle's life, meaning she seemed like her and her husband fell in love, like for real. And they didn't have much. I don't believe they didn't have much. It's the same as us not having much. I don't believe that for a second. But I think for where they were living and everything else, they didn't have much, according to Kyle. And so he built, he started working for, what is it? Whatever, is it Highland something? Whatever the Hilton's realty company was or is, he worked there. And then when they got on this show, he, I think, opened the agency or parted ways. Something happened prior even to them coming on this show where Mauricio parted ways, and like Kyle and Kathy Hilton and their whole family didn't really talk for like 10 years like that. Like Kyle and the Hiltons really didn't vibe. And I don't know if she talked to like the children, like Paris and Nikki and all that. I don't know. But her and Kathy weren't talking. And so then, but anyway, the point that I was making is they seemed like they had the family, the money, she seemed like a great wife. He seemed like a great husband. They seemed to kind of be like this, really seemingly solid. And I think there's to a large degree, most of that was at some point, I shouldn't say this, but probably immediately that her husband got Instagram or any type of social media, I'm sure that there were photos being sent to him, probably naked ones and whatever else in between. And I'm sure he was approached by a million girls because who doesn't want that rich guy? I mean, I'm not that girl, but I'm just saying somebody somewhere definitely is trying to get chose. And they probably trying to get chose right on in Mauricio's inbox somewhere. And I think there's only so much of restraint any man Doesn't matter if he God-fearing or whatever else. And I'm not saying that God can't hold them together. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying anybody can slip up. Anybody. And if they sending it to you and showing up at your job, or maybe you hiring them, and then, listen, late night, this, that, child, all people need to cheat is an opportunity. Be very clear. And I feel like he's been afforded many opportunities. And honestly, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I started thinking to myself, when he was like really trying to grow the agency and they were having like we're going to open something in Mexico and all these other places. I was like, he's drinking. Everybody's talking about how he's smoking the ooh wee and he's drinking. I'm sure they have all kinds of extra people there. It just, to me, was a ticking time bomb. And I hate that, because as much as I can't stand Kyle, I can't stand her. I'm sad for her regarding this, because it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. It is what it is. But so Sutton and Garcelle are having this conversation about Mauricio and what happened at an airport. So Mauricio gets off a plane. I don't know if he was in Mexico or Turks and Caicos or the south of France, wherever he was. He got off of his airplane, and some young lady met him. She ran up to him. They kind of phased out her face, and because they must not have had her permission to show her face. And I guess Mauricio must have at some point given his permission, but I don't know if he has to give his permission because he's a public figure. I don't know. But anyway, she runs up to him. She has on what looks like a swimsuit and like a cover up with like holes in it or something, and they kiss. She hugs and they kiss, and then they walk to the vehicle or whatever. That's problematic. It's problematic because Kyle seems to believe that I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny, but she believed that she was going to teach Mauricio a lesson with the whole Morgan lady that she had on last season, and make him think that how dare he, be doing whatever it is he's doing. Because she says at some point that her trust, I think she said her trust was broken or something like that. So to me, and I think to probably anybody else watching, that says maybe he cheated. I think Kyle felt like he has way too much to lose. I'm the mother of his child or his children, and we've built this empire together, and he's not going to be able to trust anybody with his money or his whatever. So how would he ever leave me? I really do think she felt like the guy I married is still there, and I'm going to go over here and do whatever it is I want to do with Morgan. And he shouldn't have shit to say because I found out whatever. And I think she thought that, and now she's finding out that no, that unfortunately, sometimes you come to the end of the road with people, and maybe she thought that he would come back because they have kids and they still have Portia, who's I think 17 now, or going to be 17 or something like that. And then, but I think Mauricio was kind of like, look, I'm at the end of the situation with us having been married and the kids, since Portia's the last one and she's almost grown. And so now I don't have to do that. I don't have to be tied here. I don't have to come to all the different things. I think Mauricio woke up and was like, I can go have all kinds of fun with all kinds of snow bunnies and skinny people and young girls. And what I mean by young adult people, I'm gonna say like that, because I don't think Mauricio is some sort of sleaze bag. But I don't think that Kyle thought that she was gonna see that in the news. I don't know why she didn't think that, though, because you are under a microscope already, Kyle. But she probably just trusted her husband, like a lot of women do. I trust my husband. We have 4 kids together. Like, he's obviously not going to do something really stupid to embarrass me. And honestly, I don't think he did it intentionally. I don't think he was like, let me just see who we can have at the airport waiting so that I can rub this in my daughter and my wife's face. I don't think he thought that. But I also don't think he's being secretive about it, because they're allegedly separated. And separated doesn't necessarily mean divorced. Okay. probably more so to the wife or the person that is being cheated on. They don't feel like it's divorce yet. It's like it's divorce when I say it's divorce. I feel like that's how Kyle feels or felt. And now that it's out there, because this is obviously, we're recapping it now, but this happened months ago, right? So she probably at some point saw that, cried her eyes out, cussed him out, cried some more, cussed him out again, had cried some more, probably had her children call him and cuss him out because they're all girls. So what are you going to tell them about how you're treating their mom? And they're all going to get their moms back because they understand, even if they've never been cheated on, which most girls, I think, at some point is getting cheated on by somebody at some point, unless you only have one love and maybe that didn't happen to you. But I think he got cussed out by all his daughters and his wife. And since he had already moved out, a lot of people are like, oh, well, if you're separated, you can do whatever you want. And to a degree, I do understand that. And I do agree with that because some people are assholes. And although they have, listen, oh, mama, it was Evelyn from the Braxton Family Values. She was like, you laid it low and spread wide. I think women can't do that. Men can do it. Our society says they can. A man could be a bachelor. Listen, a man could be having sex with 42 women for all 42 of his years and then finally get married at 62 and they ain't not gonna say anything about all his whole years. They're not. Okay. He's married now. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, Coach Ferg. That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say he's married now. But if I decided I want to be, having sex and sowing my royal oats until I'm 42 years old, they're gonna call me. They're gonna say Chanel's a hoe. Period. And if I get married, I can get married at 42 and still be married at 82, and they still gonna say I'm a hoe. I can't wear out my hoedom. That they just don't allow that to happen with women. But with men, he can do it. They just gonna say, well, boys will be boys. But a woman can't just be like, look, I'm just over here moving like a man with the same intentions. A woman cannot do that. She's a hoe. So just so y'all know. I mean, I'm sure y'all know because y'all all grown. Just saying. Just like me. But I think that I really do think Kyle felt like, he ain't gonna do that. He gonna come back. And I really do think Mauricio probably would have come back if they still had 3, under 12 years old girls at home. Because he would have felt kind of way. He would have, if a part of society would have said, look, you're some sort of douchebag because you're leaving your wife with your 3 kids. And even though they're going to let him move on and say he ain't a hoe for the rest of his life, somebody's going to say you're a horrible dad and how dare you. But he's not going to be said that he's a horrible dad because he didn't raise them all. And I think Kyle felt like, you know what? I'm the exception, not the rule. And I agree on some level, Kyle is the exception. She was married for almost 30 years, and that's a lot of times unheard of, especially when there's lots of money involved, and especially if celebrity is involved. But all I'm going to say is Camille Grammer. Camille Grammer. Y'all remember that episode with the psychic lady or medium? She was like, your husband's going to leave you once the kids are gone. You're going to have nothing in common, and he's not going to be able to ever emotionally fulfill you. He's not. That's what that lady said from that show. She said they made that show The Medium about her. She told Kyle Richards that at that table. Kyle was like, if my husband leaves me, I'm going with him. And it's just crazy because now they're allegedly maybe possibly getting a divorce. And the lady told her that's what was going to happen. Sometimes you got to watch what you say, sis. You got to watch what you say, especially when there's a camera around, because the camera's catching everything. So I'm just saying, the cameras catch everything, child. Okay, what else? So then she has, like I said, she's having the conversation with, oh no, this is with Kyle and, not Kyle, Sutton and Garcelle are having this conversation. And to a certain degree, I think people kind of feel like, they're kind of laughing at Kyle. I don't know that they're doing that. And I like Garcelle and Sutton. So that's probably why I feel that way. I'm a little biased. But I say that because you don't know from when the laugh took place, right? Because we know we have shady producers that will make it seem like they're laughing right now when they're telling this story. And I don't know. It did look that way, though. It definitely looked like they were kind of like, oh my God, did you see what happened? and you shouldn't. There shouldn't be some sort of smug like joy in your voice, not even a little bit. Because, like I said, I don't even like Kyle. I think Kyle. I wouldn't like Kyle in real life because she's shady. To me, everything is wrong with everybody else except Kyle. And then when she gets caught on something, she cries and runs off. And so I can have, but I still can have compassion. I can compartmentalize it. I can have compassion um, for Kyle and say, this is it's unfortunate. And I don't like that they kind of are laughing at her. Because I do think both of them, despite that situation in that scene, probably do have compassion for Kyle. But they all probably want Kyle to just divorce him and move on. And I don't think Kyle wants to divorce Mauricio. And I definitely don't think she wants to move on. I think Kyle is confused as hell. And it's like, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for this shit. Like, I do think that's what she's thinking. And it's like, I don't want to go find another person to go have sex with and love and all that. I don't think Kyle wants to do that. I think Kyle is regretting all of those words she kept saying. I'm clear. I'm just very clear. When she was saying that to Mauricio, I'm like, I hear you, girl. But see, this is the thing, in my opinion. You get a divorce, especially if you had a long-term relationship, a long marriage, 5 years or more. You get a divorce, and it's great for probably that first year. Right? Because especially if the longer you've been divorced, that first year is greater than greater. Because it's just like I've been conforming and confiding in and trying to submit to my husband or whatever else. And now this ninja, now I'm free because now I ain't doing that shit no more. Right? That sounds good and it's all great for about a year because you out here and you sexy and you juicy and you doing your thing, you going on dates. Dating is a whole different thing now than it was 20 years years ago when I got into a relationship. There were no, well, I won't say there were no dating sites because that's not true. There definitely were, but there was no Tinder and Grinder and all that other stuff that they got going on now. It wasn't that, and social media certainly was not what it is now. So when Kyle got married, and she got married before me, it's a different world. And you got money and fame and all that. Who you gonna trust? It's gonna be hard for her, I feel like. Um, so then they go to PK and Dorit, they go to dinner. And I don't really care, but they go to dinner, and I personally don't understand why PK wants a divorce. You got a hot wife. She still looks young. She's fashionable. I don't understand. And you have this show that you're making all this, or at least she's making all this money on. What are you doing? It doesn't make sense to me, especially y'all got kids and you got young kids. I'm like, what is she doing that's so horrific? But they both seem to not like each other at this point, in my opinion. So I don't know if it's salvageable, but if it is, I hope that they can salvage it for their children. So either they're getting a divorce or they're doing an excellent job of pretending that PK is getting a divorce or divorcing her. It's just I have a hard time believing that Dorit would say that this is happening and know that her kids are going to hear about it and it not be real. But you never know. People could be fake. What Candy on the Real Housewives of Atlanta say? You be faking. So maybe. So they discussed the email that he sent that was allegedly like 7 pages, and allegedly it was horrible, and he wanted to basically talk about finances, and he's not going to pay this, that, and the third anymore. And I really don't, like I said, I really don't care about whatever they um, have going on. But can I just say, can we have a moment for, I don't know if I have it, that confessional look that Dorit had with the Chanel. Let's see. It's probably gonna be hard to find because she has a lot of confessionals with Chanel. So I might not be able to find it. Yeah, this is so crazy because of how many Chanel outfits she has. So look, let me put 2025. Oh, it still isn't. They still don't have the right one. And I had it like pulled up on my. Maybe I should put season. What season is this? What season did I say this was? Oh, did I put it on here? Let's see. Season 14. Damn it. I cannot find this damn outfit that she had. Oh, here it is. Yes, honey. They won't let me make it bigger. Can I make it bigger? Okay, look, can I turn it? They won't let me make it bigger. This outfit right here, I don't know if y'all can see it. That, and I know it looks bad because of it's on my phone. She killing the game. As far as I'm concerned, she killed the game. Okay, so now we have the scene where Bose and her boyfriend, which I don't know how I feel about this, because Bose says that at some point earlier in the season that the guy she was dating before the guy she's dating now was like a whole liar. So I'm like, how do you know you're not being lied to now, sis? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I hope she's not being lied to, and I hope she's not being played. But she acts like she's in love, and he seems like he. I can't say I don't know. I just hey Doug, I just don't know if I believe that this whole relationship is real, and I want to believe that because both seems like she's in love with him, and they're talking about children and all that, and I think he doesn't have any kids, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he has any kids. And that's another, I know that shouldn't, I know it sounds bad to say that's a red flag, but to me, sort of a red flag that you're 40 something years old, no kids. It's either a red flag in the sense of like there was never an oops, and or maybe somebody had an A word, the abortion, or maybe you have a child somewhere you don't know. That can happen rarely, but it can happen. Or maybe nobody wanted to procreate with you, and that's problematic. That's so problematic to me. Because how do you go through life with no kids and you haven't been married? But I don't know if he has been married. I feel like maybe he's was in a long time. I don't know. I can't say with the boyfriend that she has if he's been married or not. I just know he don't have no kids. And she's like, I feel like she's older than me. I feel like she's like 47, 48, like right there. And I'm like, okay, on one hand, I'm like, go for it. Lots of people having babies beyond 40, and you can certainly do it. But then I'm like, so you're gonna be 80 when your child 40? I know that sounds horrible, so forgive me, but it's your child is listen, you at 40 years old, you still need your mommy. I'm just saying, you still need your dad. I feel like, and they're gonna be, they just gonna be real, real old. Is all I'm saying. But black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost 50, and I know I look 35. Just saying, she does. Just saying. So maybe and both of them are very fit. They seem to like work out a lot. But anyway, back to the show. So Bose's daughter's father passed away from cancer, which is very unfortunate. But she seems to be adjusted well, at least from what they show us on TV. And she's asking him all the questions. Okay, she's like, "What are y'all trying to get married now? When y'all get married, are y'all trying to have kids immediately?" Like she's asking all the questions, which is I think if she didn't have such a good upbringing and she just has a very bubbly up, don't seem like she gives her mama one problem, one headache ever. And it's hard to get that in a teenager. And so I just feel like, oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, Mr. Ada. He says, don't forget to subscribe and like and share. You're just such a good person. Thank you for coming over here on Chanel's Reality. Shout out to him or her. I don't know if A-Dub is a girl or a boy. I'm sorry. But I met this individual on the Drip Show. Love the Drip Show. Shout out to the Drip, love him and Shanika. But anyways, so she just was simply like just a sun kiss. She just was light and bright and not mean, didn't seem deceptive, didn't seem like she had a dog in the fight. She just seemed like a normal, regular, really normal, down-to-earth young lady. And I'm just here for it all day long. She didn't seem obnoxious and, what's the other word that I want to use? Where people feel like they're entitled. That didn't come across to me. And she asked the right questions, and she's a teenager and that she loves her mom and she just wants to make sure. And I'm here for it. I don't know that we needed to be in that conversation, but it's cute, Yeah, she felt very authentic to me. So then they go to Saint Lucia. And they get it, they settle into their rooms. The hotel is nice and everything. Like I said, I've been to St. Lucia. You should go before you die. It's a nice country. It's a beautiful country. Should definitely go. So then you have in the last scene or so, you have Sutton, Garcelle, and I can't remember this other lady's name, but I think she's from like Little Shop of Horror or something like that. Oh, Ado says, I'm a man, Chanel. Because you never know, like when people have okay, y'all get what I'm saying. It's like you have a name doesn't necessarily mean, because I'm sure I can promise you there's somebody on YouTube right now with the channel and their name is Chanel and they're not female. Okay. There is somebody on here that's not female. So that's all I'm saying. You just never know. And people, you don't know where they get their screen name from. So I don't know. But anyways, so I don't remember this lady's name. Oh my God, I can't think of her name to save my life. But so they're all sitting around, and so it's Sutton's friend, and she's like a friend of the show. But anyway, they're sitting around on the couch. You can kind of see them here. They sitting around on the couch, and they're talking or whatever. And Sutton is talking about how Dorit and her and Dorit can't see eye to eye. They're getting into it, they don't like each other, whatever it is. And again, Garcelle points out that Sutton really just wants to be besties with Kyle, and so she can find fault in Dorit anyways because she likes it when Kyle's fighting with Dorit because then Kyle can be her bestie. It's weird. So then they go to Dorit, and Dorit
that she digs at me pretty hard.
Dorit is this is Dorit.
I know when she's looking. I want to enjoy the trip.
I don't know how much it is I can show y'all. But this shit is funny to me.
We haven't said two words to one another. But I know when she comes in with wrath. I know when she's looking. You think she's coming in with what? She's definitely coming in like, I may have been a bad girl. Here's something.
Hopefully they don't cut it out because I just showed like 30 seconds maybe. That shit is funny. Whole ass mess. Love Dorit though. Dorit is showing up for her paycheck this season. That's all I'm gonna say. Sis is showing up for her paycheck. So then they kind of go back to they go back to Kyle. I'm sorry, they go back to Garcelle and Sutton and them discussing again why Sutton and Dorit can't get it together and don't like each other. And then let me see. I have to mute this because I don't want to play. Okay, so then Sutton is talking about how she's watching Dorit with Kyle and how Kyle and Dorit seem to be besties again, and she doesn't understand why it's so easy for Kyle to kind of like, or Dorit to kind of like let the other person back in, either Kyle or Dorit or Erica. But in this case, Kyle and Dorit. And it's like, Sutton, are you not paying attention? Are you not watching the same show that we watch? I mean, maybe she's not watching the show, but girl, you living this in real life. I don't understand how you don't understand. Still, Kyle does not like you. Kyle is not your friend, just like Lisa Rinna was never your friend. These people are not your friends. Sutton, I don't understand how you understand. The person that's really Sutton's friend is Garcelle. I don't understand how she don't understand. And the other lady, I forget her name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Bentley, what in the hell did you do? Why is your arm outside of your harness? My dog is crazy. I don't even know how. Come here. Bentley, get over here. Come here. Come here. He also blind. Come here. Come here. Come here. What did you do to yourself? Why is your arm not in your harness the right way? Hold on. Let me put it in there for you. Hold on. Hold on. Look, you want to make your Chanel's reality debut? Come here. Come here. Y'all see him? Look, he's cute, right? Say hi. No, don't lick me in the mouth. We don't do that in Black families. Shout out to everybody that's not Black. His name is Bentley because my husband wouldn't buy me a Bentley, so I had to name my dog Bentley. You want to say hi to the people? No? He has heart failure, so he might not be with us too much longer. I'm hoping that he will, though, because I love him. Okay. Go get in your bed now. That was your debut. You gone. Get in bed. Go get in your bed. So anyway, so Sutton, again, like I said, I don't know how Sutton don't understand, but she don't. It is what it is. Okay, so look, because I gotta make sure. Sutton decides that she needs to cry about her relationship with Dorit. I don't know why she feel like she needs to cry. Dorit don't like you. You don't like Dorit. I don't understand. What's the problem? But I do think Sutton is just one of those people who wants to be liked by the people she wants to be liked by. And so therefore, if she's not liked by those people, it bothers her soul. That's just my opinion about it.
Million.
Okay, so this is what Garcelle has to say, and I agree with her about Sutton and Kyle.
Say, come on, this is enough. It's always like, you too. It's never, Dorit, come on, that's too much. That's the $1,000,000 question is why does Sutton continue to stand up for Kyle when Kyle doesn't always stand up for her? I don't know.
No one knows.
I don't know. I don't want him to like me so much.
No one knows. Only Sutton knows. But again, I think it's because Sutton just wants to be liked by the people Sutton likes. She likes Kyle. She likes Lisa Rinna, or likes. She likes what's her name? Erica. But these people don't like her. They don't. Kyle, in my opinion, has never liked her. In my opinion, Kyle just kind of like tolerates Sutton. Just my opinion. Because I can tell you right now, how Kyle is treating Sutton or has treated Sutton all these years, she would have never got away with treating Lisa Vanderpump like that. Lisa Vanderpump put Kyle on ice. I don't even know how many times. And I was kind of like, damn, Kyle, girl, when you gonna wake up? But again, it's a very similar situation because Kyle loved Lisa Vanderpump and wanted that look of glamour and sophistication that Lisa Vanderpump brought. Kyle to me, Lisa Vanderpump was kind of born that way. She just was going to end up, she's just glamorous. It is what it is. I think she's shady as hell, but she gives glam all day long. Like it's pouring out of her pores. It just is what it is. It's just glam. Kyle does not give glam one day a week. Not one day a week. Kyle has lots of expensive things that she wears, but she doesn't give glam. Dorit gives glam. But Dorit also gives mannequin in the store. Just saying. She gives that. Because I just don't know how she affords it all. And I can't say whether or not that lady got money or don't have money. All I'm saying is I don't know how she affords it all. But Kyle definitely does not. Kyle gives, if you removed money from Kyle, she just looks like any regular person that grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or somewhere in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, or Milburn, Texas, and I don't even know if that's a place, but I'm just saying that's what she does. Nothing about her seems glamorous. Even when she glams up, she looks like she did something to glam up. That's what I'm saying. Like with Lisa Vanderpump, she just looks glamorous. It's who she is, in my opinion. Even though I do think she's shady as fuck. And I don't think she's anyone's real friend because she can't ever be wrong about shit. But that's just my opinion. So the episode kind of ends there. They're still in Saint Lucia, and Sutton is crying about how she feels about Kyle and Dorit and how they don't like her. And it's like, girl, aren't you 50? Who gives a shit about who likes you? I know that sounds crazy and it sounds mean, but really, you sitting on a whole ass pile of money. Go, girl, go buy you some. No, but seriously, if Sutton could wake up, she would see that Garcelle is her actual. And I hope I could be wrong about this, but I really do hope Sutton has real friends in real life that are not TV friends. Because you have to know these people are not your real friends. I do think Sutton and Garcelle do have a friendship. I don't know how long it will last, like after the show is over, but I do think they have a friendship. It's one of those, those little flies that supposedly eat the mosquitoes. It's just flying around here. It won't let me be great. I don't know why it won't let me be great. It just is what it is. I'm excited for next week because they're gonna be on a boat somewhere. But why all the wildest shit always happen on a damn boat? And these mofos continue to get on boats. And I'm just like, it always goes left. And it don't matter which franchise it is. When they get on a boat, it's disaster happening. It's gonna happen. And I don't know why they don't get it, but they don't. Anyway, that's my recap. Y'all chime down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button. Shit. Sorry. See, I gotta go. Hit all the buttons. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Ciao. Why I gotta fight the damn? It just